Packers are facing off against the Minnesota Vikings this week, and the Vikings are very well known for their double A gap blitz. Today on Chalk It Up, we're going to be taking a look at how exactly they might use that blitz to get to Aaron Rodgers. Hi everyone, Olivia Reiner here for Packers News, joined by Tom Silverstein. Tom, what are we taking a look at today?
Okay, so I pulled this play from the Vikings-Bears game on Sunday night because it showed a really good example of how the Vikings use this double A gap blitz. Easy to say, hard to do. What you want to focus on here are the two inside linebackers, 54 and 50. And why they call it a double A gap blitz is because both of these guys are over the A gaps. And the A gap is between the center and guard. Between the guard and tackle is B, tackle and tight end is C. So as you see, these two guys are over the A gaps. Now, what it does is you get this six-man front. And the quickest distance between 2 points is right up the middle. And so the offensive line has to take these two guys seriously, as though they're going to come right up the middle, and they have to be blocked. Otherwise, it's a sack for sure. Now, what the Vikings do is not tell you which one of those guys is going to come. Are they going to bring someone else out? You know, and so you have to figure out what combination of rushers there's going to be and how you're going to block it.
So what sort of motion happens before the snap?
So in this particular play, the Bears bring a wide receiver in motion, and the Vikings show that it's man-to-man coverage by bringing this corner over. That's always an indication of man-to-man, is if you put a guy in motion and someone follows it, you know it's man-to-man. Mm-hmm. So from there, once the formation is set, you can see the Vikings kind of are heavy on their left side with those tight end, two wide receivers.
Gotcha. So what happens immediately after the snap? Okay,
so immediately you find out who's going to rush. And as you can see with our arrows, the four defensive linemen, 97, 93, 96, and 99 are rushing. 54 is also rushing. But 50, you'll see the tight end do an out route. 50 pulls out of there, and he goes and covers 87, which you really wouldn't expect to happen. So now you've got your offensive lineman committed to blocking 6, but all of a sudden one guy drops out. Next you see 17 run his crossing route, and then you will see 11 run this little hook route. So in all this time, Mitch Trubisky, the quarterback, is looking to see what's going on over here, and he sees 50 drop out. He kind of loses track of 20. And then he has to figure out who's his open guy. And what we really see is nobody's open. And he tries to force the ball into number 11. And the ball goes, he's got to be conscious of number 20 who's there. And basically he ends up throwing an errant ball. Number 41 intercepts it. And that's the end of that play.
So let's take a look at all of this in motion. And when you see all of this working together, what's the key takeaway?
Okay, so the key takeaway is that they did not anticipate 50 coming out and covering the tight end, and it left them with a nice bunch of cover guys right in there, 4 guys to cover 2. 4 defensive backs, 20, 41, 26, and 24 to cover those 3 receivers. Actually, the 2 receivers, 17 and 11. Now, as we watch the whole thing unfold, one thing to keep an eye on is number 84 at the top. Because all the coverage is slanted this way, Mitch Trubisky never looks over to 84. And he's actually wide open and could have gotten a nice gain out of it. That's something that Aaron Rodgers has to figure out at the line of scrimmage. That's what makes this so tough, is who's going to be open. And, you know, there's so much stuff going on over here. Mitch Trubisky is locked into going over here. You can't be locked in to one thing. You have to react to what the Vikings are doing.
Well, the Packers certainly have some time to prepare after their mini bye week.
Yes.
So we will see if they are able to anticipate some of this. Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us on Chalk It Up.